Morning, everyone. I'm sure you're all super excited to know that school is canceled. My voice is fantastic today, so we're going to do the best to get through this for me to give you the information. And then remember, you'll have to take that e-learning quiz through Canvas and submit that to count as your attendance for today. So the first thing that I want you to do is have out your homework that you should have been turning in today. That's the 502, number 20 through 28, where you only had to do the evens. I want to go through and just check and make sure we're okay on a couple of those, so you can obviously fix any mistakes you made, correct answers if you need to. You don't have to be writing in pen. You can write in pencil. We'll take a look at that in class tomorrow. But I want to make sure we're good with it before we add the new info. So starting, I'm just going to, like I said, just look at a few of them. So let's start by looking at number 22. So number 22 was k minus 6 times 4x, times k plus 8. Sorry, looking back and forth between both screens. Right, we have a binomial times a binomial. We said binomial was two terms. So we're multiplying something with two terms times something else with two terms. So we said we would distribute. Right, we're going to ignore this subtracting 6. And we're going to pass this k out to each piece. So k times k gives us k squared. Okay, again, I'm still ignoring this. I'm going to pass out here. K times a positive 8 gives us a positive 8k. Right, then we're going to swap. So we've already done the k. So now we're going to deal with the second term. Make sure we include that negative. So we're going to distribute a negative 6. So we'll say negative 6 times k. You can choose to write the negative 6k here. I'm going to write it underneath here, though, just like we did in class yesterday, because these are like terms. These are both k's. The negative 6 times positive 8 will give me a negative 48. Combine like terms, I'll get k squared plus 2k minus 48, right? I'm just adding these straight down. And there's my final answer. So for 22, you should have k squared plus 2k minus 48. Then let's take a look at 26. 3h plus 2 times 6h minus 5. Same idea, we're going to distribute the 3h first. So 3h times 6h will give us an 18h squared. 3h times negative 5 will give us a negative 15h. Okay, then we're going to distribute the 2. 2 times 6h will give us a positive 12h. 2 times negative 5 will give us a negative 10. We'll combine our like terms going straight down, so our answer will be 18h squared minus 3h minus 10. Okay, let's take a look at 28, and then you'll have over half the problems done for you. 28 says 8c minus 1 and 6c minus 7. Distribute 6 times 8, 48c squared. A negative 56c. A negative 6c. And then a negative times a negative is going to give us a positive. So we'll get 48c squared. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, minus 62c plus 7. Okay, so if you say you're okay with those three, right, that only leaves two problems that you need to make sure you have finished from the homework from last night on your own, then you should be able to do what we're going to add today. So today we're going to add some more complicated multiplying. Just as a quick reminder, in class time yesterday, we introduced the idea of some unique multiplication with binomials. So remember, if we have something like 4x plus 3 squared, we said all of this is the base. This whole entire 4x plus 3 is the base, which means if we're squaring it, we want to write it twice. So we would have to say 4x plus 3 times 4x plus 3. Right, this gets distributed just like the last problems. So we'd have 16x squared plus 12x plus 12x plus 9. Right, the process does not change, even though it starts looking different. So that will give us a 16x squared plus a 24x plus 9. Okay, we looked at some ideas when some things canceled out. We got to this in third period, but fifth period we didn't actually look at this problem. Again, the process is the same though. So if we distribute here, 2x times 2x is 4x squared, same process. 2x times a negative 3 is a negative 6x. So we'll give us positive 6x minus a 9. The key on this one here is to make sure, right, a negative 6x plus a 6x becomes a 0. So we cannot write down any x, so we're just left with 4x squared minus 9. Now let's take this idea and let's add in, what if we have y plus 2 times 2y squared plus 3y minus 5. So now we have a binomial times a trinomial. And if we want to do this, we're going to have to do the same process. But now when we distribute this y, we're going to have 3 terms we have to distribute it to. So we've got a lot of pieces we need to keep track of as we go. So if we take y times 2y squared, that's going to give us a 2y to the third. I'm still ignoring this, and I'm still distributing my monomial. Okay, then I'm going to take my y, and I'm going to multiply it times my 3y. So that will give me a 6y squared. Again, still ignoring this. I'm going to take my y and multiply it times my negative 5, which will give me a negative 5y. Okay, then just like before, we're going to go back, and we're now going to move to this second term, which is a positive 2. And now we're going to distribute that to all 3 pieces. This is where I really think it helps to have things lined up. So if we take 2 times 2y squared, that will give us a positive 4y squared. Oops. And I'm going to write that here because these are both y squareds. You could write it over here. Just make sure in the end, just like before, you're finding your like terms and getting those combined. So we'll take 2 times a 3y, which will give us a positive 6y. We'll take 2 times a negative 5, which will give us a negative 10. If you wrote everything stacked, right, we're doing just like we did yesterday, and we're going to add straight down. So this will give us a 2y to the third plus a 10y squared plus a y, or you could put 1y, minus 10. Now, there's also the chance that this could be written with those flip-flopped. So maybe we're given a problem that says 3b squared minus 8b plus 7, and we want to multiply this times b minus 3. Now, we could go the approach of distributing each of these, or we could go the approach of distributing backwards. But often my students just prefer to rewrite it and put the one that has the least amount of terms first. So because a binomial is 2 terms, we'll put that first. right? I just reordered those. Multiplication, we can change the order. And then we'll just do the same process. So b times 3b squared is a 3b to the third. B times negative 8b is a negative 8b squared. Plus 7b. Okay, but now I'm going to distribute a negative 3, so we're going to watch our sign here. That's going to give me a negative. Try that again. Negative 9b squared. Okay, so negative, positive, negative. I'm putting it here because these match. I'll go here, a negative and a negative give me a positive. All right, 24b minus 21. We'll combine like terms, right? They stay the same. When we add, the exponent stays the same. 2431b minus 21. So your assignment tonight is posted on Canvas. But let's see, I have it written down up here. It's page 502, 31 through 34. So that's 4 problems. You need to complete those on a sheet of paper showing your work, and then submit the Canvas quiz that will go along with that homework. Send me an email, contact me through Remind, whatever. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.